Game time, long ball time, and Daily Coppock time. How you doing, everybody? I'm Chet Coppock. Let you and I decipher. Let you and I break down the games people play. Right off the top, hey, Lou Piniella, you don't owe the Chicago Cubs a darn thing. Let's keep a couple of things in mind as Piniella departs and returns to Tampa, Florida. Number one, he did take the lovable losers to the playoffs, not once, but twice. Also, box office absolutely flourished during the tenure of Lou Piniella. Let me tell you who's really going to miss Sweet Lou, the Scalpers. Until this year, with an absolutely lousy ball club, the Scalpers had a complete field day with Lou Piniella. Yes, Lou did cry yesterday during his final day in the Cubby pinstripes. Why? Because for a guy like Lou Piniella, who spends 5 decades in the game, the uniform is your identity. Also, the locker room becomes your cathedral. Now, here is something to keep in mind. You heard it first from Coppock. I think Lou Piniella is going to manage again. Let's keep a couple of things in mind. Joe Torre, 70 years old, managing the Dodgers. Hey, Sweet Lou, he's a babe. He's only 66. He's going to get the itch. He desperately wants to win 2,000 ball games. My gut says Lou Piniella will manage again. All right, there are a lot of negative things I can say about this individual, but I'm going to try to be as polite as I can possibly be. Former Sun-Times columnist Jay Mariotti, a very challenging, very difficult, very egomaniacal individual, busted on the West Coast, in case you're unaware. Jay was arrested following an altercation Saturday night involving his girlfriend, which began in a bar, later gravitated toward Mariotti's apartment. He was charged with domestic assault, released on $50,000 bond. I'm telling you, Sigmund Freud could spend 10 years trying to decipher the cranium of Jay Mariotti, and what would transpire? Sigmund Freud would go nuts. Jay Mariotti used to be a buddy, but I'm telling you, he has alienated more people than Mussolini, for heaven's sakes. Jay Mariotti, absolutely nobody within the structure of the Chicago press is rooting right now for JM. All right, hey, gather up the women and children. Here we go. It's that time again. You know it. You love it. It's time to look at crummy game show moments. Let's all keep one thing in mind. Before these shows began, to the best of my knowledge, most of these people were actually drug tested. You won't believe it, but they were drug tested.
Michael, close. Okay, fill them in.
You?
No, that's incorrect. I'm sorry. Fill the blanks in order or pick a tile, Chris, whatever you want to do. Okay, fill them in. I. No, sir, that's incorrect. Okay. Fill them in.
A.
Wrong. I've never had this happen. It's the first time. Chris? I know it. You know it? Right. Fill it in. O. Yes. I. Yes. T. Yes. E. Yes. I'm going home. I don't know about you.
All right, South Bend. Fighting Irish football. Countdown is on right now for Notre Dame. Week from Saturday at the house that Rockne built. Notre Dame head-to-head against their arch rivals from West Lafayette, the Purdue Boilermakers. Book I'm getting right now on Brian Kelly and Notre Dame from a conditioning standpoint. They are leaps and bounds ahead of the ball clubs that Charlie Weiss was turning out. What about the quarterback? The Jimmy Clausen replacement, Dane Christ, said to be throwing the ball with great, great accuracy. Coppock says Notre Dame this year is going to be a surprise football team. Now, they're listed on VegasInsider.com at 100-1 to win a national title. I'm saying Notre Dame will win 9 football games, and yes, they will play a ball game on New Year's Day. All right, this man has a voice of gold, a voice like a velvet pillow, and remarkable staying power. Can you imagine this? Vin Scully re-ups with the Los Angeles Dodgers to be their play-by-play man in 2011. You ready for this? It'll be his 62nd year in the booth with the Dodgers. Now, Scully does this solo. He doesn't have a color man. He doesn't have some guy talking about the inner third and the cut fastball and up in the zone. Vin has been flying solo for 62 years. I don't know what the Dodgers pay Vin Scully. I have no idea. But frankly, whatever it is, it's not nearly enough. All right. Roll Tide. Down in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. If you think there isn't heat right now on Nick Saban and Bama, guess again. Earlier, the coaches poll listed Alabama as their preseason #1. Now the AP writers have listed Alabama as their preseason #1. First time that's happened since the era of the remarkable Bear Bryant, the man with the houndstooth cap. way back in 1978. 10-2 will not be good enough for Alabama this year. Heaven forbid if they lose to Auburn. The only thing that will placate Alabama fans this year will be a national title. All right, my best-selling book, here we go. Fat Guys Shouldn't Be Dancing at Halftime today. You know, the chapter is number 74. You have to see it once. Even if you can't stand auto racing, attend the Indianapolis 500. It draws 375,000 people. It is colorful, it is flamboyant, it's energizing. By about lap 75, you might be bored. Try and get tickets on the front straightaway for this reason. Maybe the most dramatic moment of the entire race, the entire sequence, is when the driver actually gets ready, grabs his helmet, gets set to get in the cockpit of his racer, and kisses his mother, his wife, or his girlfriend goodbye, because you realize, unlike baseball or unlike badminton, he might not come back. Once again, make it a point, Barnes & Noble, check the 10-cent bin, check out Fat Guys Shouldn't Be Dancing at Halftime. All right, what is Pretzel Logic all about? What is Steely Dan all about? Steely Dan is the dark, brooding brilliance of a man by the name of Donald Fagen and his guitarist tag team partner Walter Becker. As for the rest of Steely Dan, and this includes Michael McDonald, who sang for years with the Doobie Brothers, they are a revolving door of studio musicians. In my opinion, this is Steely Dan at its early 1970s best, doing a song which really describes my golf game or my checkbook. This is Pretzel Logic. Now, hey, don't forget, check us daily on Facebook. Let us know what you like, what you don't like about the show. On Friday, of course, we will take your questions right here on the Daily Coppock. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you dug it. As Don Cornelius would say, peace, love, and soul. Catch you tomorrow. So long, everybody.